What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Joe. This is Lifting with Style. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. So today I want to mention about the truth when it comes to competing in bodybuilding or men's and women's physique or the bikini division. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that a lot of people probably aren't aware of. Now there's 4 things. That's a 5, not a 4. But anyway, there's 4 things that I want to talk to you guys about specifically. Now before I get into those things, I want to mention that not everybody should be competing, okay? There's a lot of you that simply don't have the genetics or the body to compete. You're just going to be wasting not only your time, but also the other people there to compete and the judges. Unfortunately, we don't all have the genetics to put on a ton of muscle and look good on stage. We just don't. There are people out there, though, that think they do, when in reality they don't. I also want to mention, if you're there just to get compliments and to show yourself off and get validation from other people, don't compete. It's an insult to other people who are there competing, who are taking it seriously, and it's an insult to the judges as well. All right, so now let's get into the behind-the-scenes stuff. First thing, there's a serious financial obligation with this. You have to pay fees, you have to pay a posing coach, a personal trainer if you have one, all your meals, travel expenses. It's not cheap to compete. It's just not. So if you're looking to do this thinking it's going to be cheap and easy to do, forget about it. You're going to learn this the hard way. The second thing, when it comes down to it, the diet for preparing for a contest is horrible. You're on a low-carb diet that makes you end up feeling like crap. Dieting for a contest is awful. There's not a single person out there in bodybuilding or men's physique or women's physique or bikini who feels great during contest prep. Not a single one. I have a buddy right now, his name is Steve, who's currently preparing for his first show in men's physique. You go up to him and ask how he's feeling, he's going to tell you awful. He has high spirits for the contest itself, and he's excited for it, but overall, he's not doing so good, okay? Dieting for a contest is hard. He's in a calorie deficit right now because he's trying to lose his body fat so he can get down and look shredded. Now, he's looking good. He's starting to get there. He's getting close to being prepared for that contest, but he still has a little ways to go. He's excited for the results he's starting to get, right? And I'll put up a picture right here to show you guys his progress. There's a before and after picture here. He looks high-spirited in that picture, but believe me, he's pretty down right now because he's just having low energy levels. Number 3. That's a 4. But anyway, number 3. Preparing for a contest and competing as a whole is unhealthy. Contest shape or stage shape is not equal to actually being in shape or healthy. The two are not mutually exclusive. Remember, when you're up there on stage, you have an extremely low amount of body fat percentage, in the single digits, the low single digits. When you have that, your body starts to break down. Your body needs fat in order to function. This is especially prevalent when it comes to hormones, and especially in women. If women have a very, very low body fat percentage, then they're just going to lose their menstrual cycle, or there's the threat of them losing their menstrual cycle. Now, in both men and women, with a low body fat percentage, that can not only throw off your hormones, but it can also cause metabolic damage, suppress your immune system, and cause a slew of other health problems. Your body relies on fat to be healthy. It's also important to note that when they're up on stage, they're in a dehydrated state. They look shredded and everything else, but the reason that they are is not only because their body fat percentage is low, but because they don't have any water weight. They got rid of it by literally dehydrating themselves. So when they're up there on stage, they may look good, but they're not feeling good. There have been competitors who have collapsed on stage because of how exhausted and dehydrated they are. Number 4, rampant drug use. Now, I'm not talking about the drugs that get you high. I'm talking about performance-enhancing drugs like anabolic steroids, growth hormones, or insulin. When it comes down to it, if you want to compete and get to the high level, meaning you want to turn pro, you're going to have to use performance-enhancing drugs. You're just going to have to. If you want to become a pro in the IFBB, that's just what you're going to have to do. If you're not comfortable with that, then you shouldn't be competing because you're never going to make it as a natural. You're just not. There's not a single person in the IFBB, and it doesn't matter which division you're in, the bodybuilding, the physique, or the bikini, they're all on at least some form of performance enhancer. Now, there are some natural contests that test you for drugs. If you want to go for those, great, go for it. Again, remember, it's not going to lead to a whole lot of glamour or money and stuff like that, but again, you shouldn't be competing for the glamour or the money. But again, if you wanted to become pro, it's going to mean having to take drugs. That's just the reality. All right, guys, that's some of the behind the scenes stuff that you may not have been aware of when it comes to competing. If you're looking to compete, you know, again, I don't want to discourage you. If you really want to do it, go for it, as long as you understand the health implications that can come with it and the other things that I've mentioned. You know, as long as you're accepting of that and you're comfortable with it, go for it. I'm not going to try and stop you. All right, just understand some of these things. All right, guys, my name is Joe. This is Lifting with Style. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, make sure you subscribe. Please, 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 please subscribe. All right, and I'll see you guys next time.